Hey everybody, I'm Brian.
Hi, and I'm Michelle.
And we are Cruisin with the Colemans, and we want to talk to you today about a wonderful week that we just finished having in Los Angeles.
Yes, and Malibu.
Without actually seeing Los Angeles. First of all, we're going to tell you all the things that we did not do in Los Angeles.
Should I pout while we're talking about it?
I mean, you could pout.
No.
But we had a fantastic week.
I'm not going to pout because we did. We had an absolutely fantastic week. First of all, I mean, just look at the view behind us. This is not Zoom. We are not, we did not make this up. This is Malibu Beach RV Park.
And this is our campsite.
And yes, we are coming to you from our campsite, which is fantastic.
So first of all, what are all the things that we did not do?
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm
back to it. I'm back to it.
All right,
okay.
So we did not go to Disneyland.
We did not go to Disneyland. We did not get to go to a taping of a show like Price is Right or a late night show. We didn't get to go to any tapings at all.
We did not get to go to Universal Studios or Paramount Studios or any of the other studio tours that are available.
Nope. We didn't go to Rodeo Drive.
No.
Which is probably a good thing because, you know, shopping, money.
We did not go to Grauman's Chinese Theater or the Hollywood Walk of Fame or Sunset Boulevard or any of those other Los Angeles tourist things. But we have had an incredible week that's been really busy, and we've had a great time in Los Angeles doing a lot of other pretty amazing things.
Yeah.
So for starters, this beach that's right below us is walking distance from our campsite. All we have to do is walk down the hill, and the beach is right across the street, the one, which you can probably hear a little bit of highway noise in the background. So that was just right there. So we did a couple of times go down to the beach and just walk on the beach, dip our toes in this very cold Pacific Ocean water.
The funny thing is, we always think like the Atlantic is cold. We've been to the Gulf of Mexico when it's cold. We've been there when it's warm. And of course, Lake Superior, we've done that and it's cold. But this is the coldest of all of them.
I don't know that this is colder than Lake Superior.
I don't know. I got my feet wet in Lake Superior too. But anyway, but the beach is right here, and the sand is gorgeous. So we did get to hang out at the beach.
We also went hiking. We went to Griffith Park and hiked to the Hollywood sign. So we did get that one iconic Los Angeles moment when we hiked up to the Hollywood sign, and then we hiked below it, behind it, and you're going to get to see that.
Yes. Let's see. We also went to a few piers. We went to Malibu Pier, Santa Monica Pier, and what was the one we drove on? Brian will write it down.
I don't remember, but we'll have video of that. That's coming up too.
Yeah, we'll have video of that. You get to drive. Oh, it's Santa Barbara, the Santa Barbara Pier. So we got to do 3 different piers, and it was really nice because they're limiting capacity, so we weren't overly crowded. But we got to go to piers.
We did. We also went on a charter fishing expedition with Charter Islands Sport Fishing, and you're going to see that. That was fantastic. We spent 3/4 of a day on the boat, which means we left at 7 a.m., got back at 4 p.m., and fished the day away, and got in quite a good haul that you're going to see a couple of shots of here coming up.
Yeah, and they were only at half capacity, which I'm telling you, I don't know if I would have been on the boat if it was full capacity, because it's a small boat.
It was a small boat with a lot of people.
They required everyone to wear masks, so we felt pretty safe there.
And then finally, the last thing that we did was we went out to the actual Channel Islands National Park on a boat trip there and did some exploring on the island, took a great hike, checked out the tidal pools.
You said a great hike? In reflection, it's a great hike. While we were there, it was a little hard.
Well, there's that. But every hike is a little hard while you're doing it. So all in all, we've been very busy every day. We did have, I think, one day that we just hung out here at the RV, did some work, did some editing, checked our email work. But that was the same day. We still went down
to the Malibu Pier. We like to have that balance, a little bit of work, a little bit of play. Just like today. Today we, did the Channel Islands, so come and talk to you after that.
So in our way of living our best life and choosing our adventure and following our adventure, here is a great way to spend a week in LA without seeing anything in LA.
And still having a great time. Drive the one. You'll love it. Look at this drive. Look at those semis on both sides of us. Brian, how does that make you feel?
It's good.
And that, my friends, is why he is driving. Not that you can see it real well because of the smog, but we are entering LA. We're an hour from our campground in Malibu. Well, the freeway is coming to an end.
We've gone as far west as we can go.
The I-10 will take us no more. However, there is the one. And I hear it's a beautiful drive. What do you think, Brian? We've driven the 10 from Mobile, Alabama.
All the way to Santa Monica.
All the way to Santa Monica. How are you feeling about it? It's pretty nice overall.
Yeah.
I did not like the drive in Louisiana on the 10. That was pretty rough, and I was driving. It was quite bumpy. Texas was nice. Long, but nice. Now, we should be seeing the ocean momentarily. Oh, first a tunnel. And I hear a lane closure, so if only we knew which lane was closed.
Hey, there's the beach.
It is, it's the ocean. You can't see it yet because of the light differentiation. But there it is, there's the beach. Pretty dead. COVID-19 in 2020.
After this drive so far today, I can see why marijuana is legal in California. Because, yikes, some people need to calm down. Me included.
It's been a little intense already.
So we're in the Malibu RV park, right on the Pacific Ocean on Malibu Beach. There you see our apex. We walked up the hill a little bit, and we're walking to dinner. So we're heading down these stairs to a little path that will take us to a local seafood place that's supposed to be legendary. Hopefully it will be super yummy. Still on our Google Map directions, following exactly what we're supposed to do. And apparently this is like legitimate walking directions. Our plan was to walk along the beach. We followed the directions, and this is what happened. Hey, look, it's the beach. So we decided it was a little too early for dinner. So we decided to walk down on the beach for about 15 or 20 minutes in one direction, and then come back, and that'll put us back to the restaurant at 6 o'clock, which will be a little better for dinner time. Ready to get your toes in the Pacific Ocean?
So ready! It's been 3... How many years? Oh, and it's cold!
Oh, that water is really cold. So if you notice this mist coming up from the surf, it's blowing up the hillside and right into our RV, so we can smell the ocean, which is kind of fantastic after 2 weeks in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, and the desert. It's been hot. We earned this. By the way, the current temperature is 68 degrees, which has not even been below on the nights in weeks for us.
Hello, we are in Los Angeles and we are in Griffith Park. And by the way, notice we both have our masks here around our necks. Gavin Newsom, the governor, has been really insistent in California that everybody have masks in public. And we are on a hike that is probably one of the more popular hikes here in Los Angeles to do, and it's Griffith Park, and we are hiking to the Hollywood sign. So that's going to be super exciting.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to see which way which route we're going to take. There's several, so it's going to be a good day.
We're going to get some good views and maybe some really unusual ones too.
Hopefully not too crowded.
So we are at our first landmark along this hike. Does it look familiar, anybody? You might recognize it in a second. As soon as I come around the corner here, this canyon should look familiar. Lots and lots of movies were filmed here, and one very important TV show. I'll give you a hint. Na 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 na. Yeah, it's the Bronson Cave, and this is where the Batmobile emerged from in every episode of Batman. We're gonna go through the cave. This might actually be the angle that the Batmobile emerged from, the other side of the cave. Not totally sure, honestly.
I think we need to go and rewatch old Batman episodes.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out so we know exactly which angle it is that the Batmobile emerged from.
But the road that we walked up, I certainly feel like I've seen as B-roll driving footage.
But here is the goal for our hike today. So you see the TV mast? And there it is, the Hollywood sign. We are going to be climbing up behind the Hollywood sign. It's about 1,000 feet. I think it's 1,065 feet of elevation. 6.5 miles round trip. And that's our goal today. So we're through one of the first rises on the trail, and we have an interesting angle to the sign. Right now it just says wood. So there's that. We started down there somewhere, and we're heading that way.
Somewhere.
So from the Sunset Valley Ranch, you can also take horses on these trails. And there were some people, but they've disappeared. So there's another trail ride group.
The sign just above it.
Here is a view of downtown Los Angeles and Hollywood. They said the air quality today is pretty good. So apparently the smog isn't too bad today. So you can see all the people along the trail we've been hiking and that road going down. And here's a view check. Still see the city. By the way, right in the middle of the screen right now, you might be able to make out just past the trees a round building. That's Capitol Records. And that's the Tyrolean tank. And there's the Hollywood sign. We are now walking on Mount Lee Drive. We're 9/10 of a mile to the summit. And I think that is our hike right there. So pardon me if I stop taking video so you don't have to listen to us breathing heavily.
And Brian didn't tell me that it was steep, so there might be a few bad words. What we do for a summit. Dang it.
I have summit fever. So we are coming up here to the top of Mount Lee. Beautiful view of Los Angeles through a fence. And yes, that is the Hollywood sign. So this is the reality of what you get when you get up here. The letters are 45 feet tall and there's no entry. We made it to the top of Mount Lee. There is the Doolittle sign. Wait a minute, I mean the Hollywood sign from the back. And the reservoir. Just to the right of the dam, you might be able to make out the Hollywood Bowl. It's from like behind the stage, we can see the seats. And of course, the city of Los Angeles and, well, somewhere out there, the Pacific Ocean. There's the Griffith Observatory. And all the roads that you see here are all part of Griffith Park, and they're all trail access. So this is a great hike. Pretty epic view. So we're at the Tyrolean Tank, which was just an extra 4/10 of a mile one way to get to another viewpoint of the front of the sign from the Hollywood Hills. So we've ended up in Santa Barbara. There are like 28 tasting rooms in the city of Santa Barbara.
Ooh.
We might find a couple of them to sample some wines and look for some lunch. But what a beautiful little town. So we had a great tasting experience here at J. Wilkes Tasting Room. And we even joined the wine club. So at the first winery, they sent us over to Skyana Wines. One of the guys there said that this was the place he recommended, so we're going to give it a shot.
Go up.
There's a lot in here. This is more than one
So
shot.
these are oyster shots. There's an oyster, a raw oyster right
see?
there. Hopefully you can hear me. A raw oyster and a shot of vodka.
Cocktail sauce.
Oh, there's cocktail sauce. Okay, Brian's gonna try it. Go, baby. No, it's probably yeah. How was that? That good. It was that good he can't talk. Oh, please, it's hot. Oh, I've said
swallowing.
on YouTube. How is it? Oh no. So maybe
Michelle's gonna eat one.
okay, blurb out the bad words. Oh, did you drink the oyster too?
Drank it all. Slurp it down. She got the vodka. I don't think she got the oyster. Nope, there's still oyster to go. Oyster to go. Come on.
No, there's not. There's no oyster left.
You haven't even gotten to the oyster.
Oh, shoot!
Finger licking good.
Oh my gosh. I did have the oyster. The oyster was really good. Okay, let's move on to shrimp. Mm-hmm.
Hello, Michelle and I are ready to do our sport fishing in the Channel Islands. We are here at
I'm drinking my caffeine.
where are we right now?
Oxnard.
Oxnard.
Yeah.
And that's our boat right there, the Erna B. So we just bought our tackle and our rented our rods, got our fishing license.
He was so sweet. He said, if you guys need help with putting things on the line, they can help. That's a good thing.
Yeah, otherwise I just spent a lot of money on tackle that's not going to get used. So, all right.
We'll get some help. We'll catch some fish. And tonight for dinner, it's fish tacos.
Fish tacos, hopefully. Either we're bringing fish home or we're stopping at the grocery store on the drive back.
I saw a market.
Okay.
I'm smiling, you just don't know it. I thought we were all in 7.
No, I'm in 7, you're in 6.
Oh, okay. What do you got, Brian? Can you see it yet? We got a whitefish. Oh, you go, Brian. Nice. Another whitefish. Nice.
You got bit, you didn't have to wonder about it.
I know, you don't.
Pick off like a rock.
And so are they all whitefish except for that sheep's head?
Yes. Correct. So the rockfish was mine.
The rockfish is yours, but the bass was
The bass was yours, yeah. So the rides at Pacific Park are all closed still. And here on the pier, they had areas marked off for families for watching fireworks. So these are the limits. More than 20 miles of bike paths are open and moderately busy for a Tuesday afternoon at noon. The beach is also still open for exercise, not for sunbathing and picnicking. Looks like they're not enforcing that too strongly yet. So I am making fish tacos for dinner tonight. I want to give you the quick recipe because these are the best, most expensive fish tacos you can eat. So the first thing you need to do is get some good flaky white fish. You can use tilapia or cod. I recommend chartering a fishing boat and going out into the Pacific Ocean and catching the most expensive fish you can find by doing it that way. But if you're lazy, You could just go to the grocery store and buy tilapia or cod.
You mean what we do every other week of the year?
Like, yeah, that's the way we normally make these.
Okay.
And this is Pacific whitefish in here, and there's about a pound of fish in here, which will be enough for probably 3 people-ish. So we're hoping to have a little bit of leftovers, we'll see. And I just mix this with like about a tablespoon of olive oil, some lime juice, maybe a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of lime juice, cilantro, paprika, and chili powder, like a half a teaspoon of each of those 3. Mix it all together and let it kind of marinate for about 15 or 20 minutes. The coleslaw is the secret weapon for fish tacos. So this is a bag of angel hair coleslaw and about half of a poblano chili pepper. And you could use jalapeno if you wanted. And then I cut up a couple of radishes, about 2 tablespoons of cilantro. And I think that's all that went in here. And then about 3/4 of a cup of mayo and some black pepper, another tablespoon or so of lime juice. And the secret here is just a little bit of honey to help cut the tartness of the lime juice. And that's a total of maybe 2 teaspoons of honey. And you want to mix that all together and let it marinate, melt together. When I mentioned black pepper, there's also some black pepper.
So are you getting to use any of the herbs that we brought along?
This is our herb garden for traveling, and none of it is going into tonight's recipe. We have basil, and we have chives, and we have mint. So those get used from time to time.
I think we just used the chives yesterday, so.
Chives down a day or so ago. We used mint, basil about a week ago, so all that down. I really need to, now that I've got some fresh limes, make some mojitos, because this mint needs it.
Nice. I will be glad to help drink some mojitos.
So we're just gonna taste this here, see how it tastes. That's perfect. I'll show you how to make them, put them together in just a few minutes. All right, it's time to grill up this fish. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your grill. You got to use a grill mat or some foil or something, because obviously the fish will fall through the grill. I put a little bit of cooking spray on there, high heat cooking spray. Now the fish is just going to go right on the grill mat. And actually, if you look really closely, you can see that the fish has actually already started to cook a little bit from the lime juice.
Oh, really? It does that?
Yes.
That's why he's the chef.
That's why when you make ceviche, you don't actually cook anything. Because the lime juice does all the cooking for you.
We're having ceviche in a couple of days.
The most expensive ceviche ever.
Absolutely. Not quite the freshest, because we didn't have it the same night, but pretty darn fresh. And so once these fish are done, what's next, Brian?
Once these fish are done, they are just going to, they're going to grill about 3 or 4 minutes. Once I get the grill closed here, about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to flip them over and then flake them up into the tacos.
And are they going directly in the coleslaw, or are those 2 separate things?
No, I'll show you how to put them together next.
Okay.
Okay, now we are throwing some tortillas on the grill. They only need a minute or 2. That long. 4 on the grill. Get them hot on one side, flip them over, and we're ready to put together some tacos. So, into my tortilla, I'm going to put some fish. I'm going to put a little bit of cotija cheese. This is a Mexican cheese. It's kind of like feta, only not as briny and salty. Then I'm going to put a little sliver of coleslaw. That is the whole thing. So you gotta taste it. The most expensive fish taco I have ever made.